All right, I just wanted to make a quick video on graphic settings in Apex because I've got a lot of coaching clients who don't run the proper graphic settings. I don't want to be annoying with like suggesting, like, I never suggest it to my clients more than once, but some of them are really stubborn about the graphic settings. And so I need to suggest it multiple times. Or like, I don't know, people don't really hire a coach to talk about graphic settings. So I don't bring it up more than once because that'd be annoying, but yeah, it's kind of an issue if you guys are running the wrong graphic settings. So I'm just gonna quickly show you my settings so I don't waste too much time. So here they are, just everything on low. The only one is the only like the only one that you can consider changing is this. You can have this on none or very low. It doesn't really matter. Just depends on if you like the look of this more blurry look, you know. I've heard Verhulst actually say that it helps him with tracking. Or actually, I didn't hear him say that myself, but I heard like someone told me that he said that. So I don't know. I kind of prefer this just so you can see skins and whatnot. Of course, you can turn some of these up a little and you probably won't suffer any performance, but I just like to keep it on none because there's absolutely no disadvantage to keeping it on none. The other very important one is Nvidia Reflex. This is why, like, I'm not a tech expert, but I have watched like an hour-long video on this, on Nvidia Reflex, and this is, from my understanding, um, Nvidia for competitive games, Nvidia is significantly better than AMD graphics cards, because you got this setting here, enabled plus boost. There's like an hour-long video on it online. You can search it up. It's pretty easy to find. Um, and it is very convincing as to why this is better than like an AMD card to have this on. It's extremely convincing. I was very convinced, but of course it was. I think that video was sponsored by Nvidia, and so it is possibly a little bit biased, but they definitely convinced me that this is a very important setting. And for competitive gaming, I'm never gonna buy anything but an Nvidia card. Um, but maybe I'm just being lied to. I don't know. But anyways, um, let's see. But yeah, they definitely convinced me on that. So, and I don't think they would lie because they'd get called out if they lied. So, um, yeah, enabled plus boost. It's really, really nice. But yeah, just, I don't know. These are super standard settings. I feel like basically every pro player runs these settings, or something similar. Some might have like model detail up or something. Oh, the only controversial one that I have, by the way, is going to be anti-aliasing. So it looks like this. If I turn it on, it just sort of makes the dummies less blurry. Okay, so that's what it looks like with it on. And then with it off, they're gonna have, so this is, it's really hard to tell if you're if you're like, if you play with anti-aliasing off, you can't really tell the difference. But if you play with it on for like a week and then you switch back, then you'll be able to tell the difference. But I keep it on none because I like it better. It kind of, what it does, like I say, like, it's really hard to tell, but what it does kind of is it creates like a blurry outline around the player that you're shooting, like the player that you're tracking. So to me, it really helps with tracking because it's just like a squiggly line that it creates. Just like it looks pretty bad, if you care about how it looks, but it definitely helped me because I turned this on for a while and I wasn't tracking to the same level as when it's off. Um, but ultimately, I don't think it matters anymore because they did the outline update anyways to where everybody has a red outline over them. So I don't think it really matters either way. But I just keep that off. That's like my only controversial setting that some people might disagree with. Some people might want to have that on, but I prefer off. Vsync, obviously we want this disabled. There's just no point in that. And yeah, you just keep this low so that we get as much FPS as we possibly can. So, and like, yeah, like some of my clients are running these settings on high and they're getting like 100 FPS. Like their FPS is getting absolutely killed because they think that, I don't know. The thing is when you're playing the game, you just can't. So like, I'll turn everything to max just so that anyone who might be curious can see the difference. I'll turn everything to max. Oh, and the other thing is you want to double check these because with the Nvidia app update, um, with the Nvidia app update, they changed these. Like they change, like the Nvidia app changes these sometimes, and so you gotta double check and just make sure. So yeah, so instantly, like you're gonna feel a little bit more system latency. I don't have my system latency pulled up right now, but I believe you're gonna get between 1 to 2 milliseconds more system latency if you have high settings on, depending on your PC. You're gonna get about 1 to 2 milliseconds more delay. And as you can, like, you can't tell the difference. I'd say it's probably partly because I'm on 1080p, but you really can't tell the difference at all. And so, yeah, there's, if anything, it's actually, in terms of vision, it's a competitive disadvantage to have those on high because, um, it, the blurriness, I don't know, I really like it. No one good really plays on these, on having like anything but low. It just, the blurriness kind of helps with tracking. I really like it. So yeah, I keep these all off. And then I've got one more setting that I'm going to show you. Probably should have showed you in the beginning of the video to save time, but I didn't. And then I just keep that on very low just so I can see skins. But I actually, when I'm playing, I prefer none. But like when I'm in the main menu, I want to be able to see skins, just so I can see what's in the shop and whatnot. So usually I switch back and forth depending on if I'm playing or whatever, and that doesn't really matter at all. Okay, so, and then I've got one more setting here. So I don't know. So you see how long my game takes to close? That's one downside of the setting that I'm going to show you is like, watch how long my game takes to close. It takes a really long time. So yeah, here's the setting. Okay, so we go system, display, and I don't know how, like, I think the setting's pretty good, but I could be wrong. And then we go graphics, change default graphic settings, and we just go optimizations for windowed games, reduces latency, and use advanced features in compatible games by using flip presentation model. You'll need to restart your game for changes to take effect. So yeah, basically, I don't know. This just like, I don't know. It just optimizes your windowed games. I don't even know if this is the right setting, but I think it is. It definitely is. This is a setting. There's like a couple other settings that like settings experts know about, but yeah, that's a setting that I use, and I think I really like it. Um, and yeah, I really like it. So yeah, that's nice. What was I gonna say about that? Oh yeah, and then if you're on Windows 10, just like search it up. It's a lot harder to set that up if you're on Windows 10. So it's gonna take you a minute to set up if you are on Windows 10. So, anyways, I think that's all I've got to say. There's just no advantage at all. Like definitely, like if I was standing still here and I was looking at the textures, maybe I could tell a difference if they're on high. But you have to stand still in order to notice the difference, and I don't know how often you stand still in Apex anyways, so I don't really think that that's necessary. So those are my thoughts on that. Definitely, I would say playing on minimum is a big competitive advantage. Oh yeah, by the way, when the Nvidia app switched my settings without like asking me, well, I think they did ask me actually, but I just didn't understand what I was getting myself into. But when the Nvidia app switched my settings, I was playing, I couldn't notice that it was clear. Like I didn't notice a difference in the graphics, but I 100% noticed a difference in my aim. Like I was playing controller and it felt like I didn't have aim assist. Like I legitimately didn't think I had aim assist because I was on high. I'm like, what the heck is wrong? It feels like my thing is delayed, you know? Like my input delay is delayed. So and I tested it too with a system latency test, and my system latency was around, if I remember correctly, it was around 2 milliseconds higher. And so on average, of course. So, you know, definitely keep that on low. Like I legitimately thought I didn't have aim assist on. So yeah, keep that on low.